Hello, YouTube viewers. I am Max of JAMmoviereviews, and this is a new recurring segment that I will be starting called Greatest Movies, and it is movies that they haven't come out recently, but I love them and they're some of my favorite movies. So I would like to review them and tell you why they're some of my favorite movies. Um, this will be my first one, and it will be of Being John Malkovich. It's about a puppeteer who has kind of the life he didn't expect, and he's just kind of a street performer, and he's just so passionate about his puppeteering, and he tries to find a job because his wife, they can't pay their bills every month just for him being a street performer, so he has to find a job, and in this job it's just a weird setup place. It's like the ceilings are like 4 feet tall or something, and in this job he finds this portal that ends up leading to the mind of John Malkovich, which basically that puts you into the body of John Malkovich, and he uses his body for many things, like to get with the woman he wants to cheat with in his office named Maxine, and to get the fame he wants for puppeteering. And yeah, the rest of the movie is about controlling the power of John Malkovich, because he can only be in that body for a couple hours maybe, and other people start going into the portal, and it just gets crazy. This movie is genius. It's great tragedy comedy type movie. It's written, of course, by Charlie Kaufman, who I think is probably the best screenplay writer of our time. He's just made such great work, and like adaptation and this, and I can't think of that other. God. Okay, if I think about it later. But this is just such a master. It's so original and so different. But every joke is just so great. There's one scene that is just classic. I thought it was one of the best scenes in movie history, in my opinion. And it's where John Malkovich goes into the portal of his own mind, and things just start going crazy, and kind of it just so funny and weird at the same time. Oh, and that movie was Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, which I thought was a great kind of mystery, sci-fi, love story. Okay, no, but the cast is also great. John Cusack recently hasn't been in any good things, but he's so good in this movie. He's this pathetic puppeteer who just wants the best for himself, and the way he's just so like curious and everything, and he doesn't know how to control this power of John Malkovich. Also, of course, John Malkovich, who's in it as himself, he is so great. I wish he would have gotten nominated for an Oscar. As himself, he's like, it's not as much like it's more acting than just being himself, because he didn't write this movie. He doesn't know. It's not showing how he thinks. And he's also showing how other characters portray him in the movie. And I thought this is probably one of his better performances. Catherine Keener, who I usually love in like the 40-Year-Old Virgin and stuff, but this movie she just plays Maxine, who John Cusack like falls in love with, but she's so manipulative, and her character is just so like powerful over John Cusack, but she has a different love, who I think it would be a spoiler if I say it, so I'm not gonna. There's also Cameron Diaz, who plays John Cusack's real wife, or the first wife, well, his original wife, and I thought she was pretty good too. She was like kind of innocent, and then all of a sudden there's a huge turn in events, and she regains the power. Spike Jonze he's one of my favorite directors right now, and this was pretty much all that started. This is just such a visual and different movie style, and everything is kind of backwards and kind of it's trippy a little. But it's so good, and I think I think he should, like all of his other movies that he's made, like Three Kings and Adaptation. They all just everyone has their own like weird different type of feeling, and that's what's great about it. I think he's probably one of the better directors who have a different view on things and different idea and stuff. And that's the good, like that's what I like about him. Like also where the Wild Things Are, which I loved, and thought that was just such a different kids movie, and it was just such a great adaptation of Where the Wild Things Are. But back to being John Malkovich, it's just the screenplay is just such. It's just probably the best part of this movie. Every line, every joke, I was laughing at so hard, and just he was just so good at like making different like pop culture references or different like he put every character into the body of John Malkovich, but like they made it so perfectly that it was like it's kind of confusing in a way, but I thought he did that so well. And I have to say I like all the little characters too. Like it was just so in the office where there's different there's the secretary who can't understand what anyone's saying, and there's the big boss who he's just so wacky, and I love that. Anything? Oh, there's some great cameos in the scene where like I think it's A&E. They make like a biography of John Malkovich after he's become I can't say it, but and there's like Sean Penn and Brad Pitt, and it's just such great to see them in this movie talking about John Malkovich as themselves. Charlie Kaufman he just loves to mix reality with fiction and like adaptation, where he like Susan Orleans and himself with but this is just another great just a real person with all these fictional characters and all these fictional events, and he's just so great and so different. He's probably just he hasn't made a movie in a while, but I think he should keep at it, and I don't know. So being John Malkovich, a great movie. Subscribe.